What up, what up, what up? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this week's live training. This week, I'm going to go over my exact phone script to get deals locked up, okay? I know this is a big issue. I hear a lot of things about this in some of my Facebook group, comments on my YouTube channel. You know, people are having a hard time getting actual deals locked up, right? They don't know what to say. They're nervous. Maybe it's your first time doing it. You're not sure exactly what to say. You don't have a proven system or script or something to follow that converts sellers into actual wholesale deals, right? Remember, we have to buy these deals at a big discount, usually 50, 60 cents on the dollar, right? So you got to make sure you have a proven system to get in front of these people, but just as importantly, a proven system of what you say on every single conversation. So you know that you can convert these leads into deals, right? And once you get good at this, and the reason why it's so important is once you have a proven script, a proven system to follow, you just replicate it. You do it over and over and over and over again, right? And when you start doing this, you have consistency, but more than that, you have predictability. So what happens is you know automatically, if I get X number of leads, I should be able to convert at least one of those into a deal. In my business right now, out of every 10 to 12 leads, we're turning into one contract. And that's a predictable metrics that we've been doing week after week after week for months and months on end, 10 to 12 every single week. Okay, because we have a system, we have a proven script that we follow, that we say to every single person. So we know if we talk to 10 to 12 people, we're going to get one contract. And when you have that in business, you have predictability, and that's when you can scale your company to as large as you want. Because you just know if you want to make more money, you just have to get more leads. It makes it so simple, right? It's a numbers game. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through with you the bullet points, the steps of my script, right? My proven script. And I'm going to show you how you can do this as well. So really important, guys, that you take notes on this, okay? You're going to want to take notes because I'm going to be going through these. We don't have a ton of time, right, on this live. So I want to make sure that you take notes. You can go back and reference this and practice and go through all the different steps, okay? All right, so let's just start right at the top. Let's get right into it. Now, let me just first say this before we get into the actual script. There's a couple things you got to keep in mind, okay? Now, tonality, the tonality of your voice is super important, okay? Now, think about this. Most of the time, what we're doing is we're buying these properties right over the phone. We're never meeting with a seller. We never see them. We never see the property in person. So how you sound on the other end of that phone is all they know about you. That's all they know about you. They know nothing else about you other than how you sound on the other end of that phone. So your tonality, you know, is very important. Okay. You have to be upbeat. You have to be personable, and you have to know, like, you sound like you know what you're talking about, right? Because that's all they know about you is the tonality of your voice, and people are going to make judgments of you based on that. Okay, so remember that. Second part, always remember the 80-20 rule. Okay, 80-20 rule. This applies to pretty much everything in life, and it applies to talking to sellers as well. Okay, you want to be listening 80% of the time. Okay? Listening. And only talking 20% of the time. It's your job to ask questions and just listen. Okay? Ask questions and listen. 80-20 rule. Remember that. Okay? And the third part is, you know, you got to be the boss. You got to be the boss of these conversations. And what I mean by that is you need to stay in control of the conversation. All right? Be the boss of the conversation, keep it in control, and make sure you follow the bullet points of the script. Now, Don't let a seller get you sidetracked. You gotta be the boss, and you gotta stay in control of the conversation. Okay. All right. So let's dig into the meat of it. If you guys are liking this, if you guys are excited about this, drop me some comments. Let me know that you like this. Let me know where you're from, and let's get into the actual the meat of this and the actual bullet points of the script that you should be using to convert your leads into deals, into paying customers. Okay. All right. So it all starts off with a strong opening. Okay. You got to have a strong opening. Okay. Now, what I mean by that is you need to open up this conversation like you already know the person. Okay. Now, you don't want to start this conversation off like a sales call. So you don't want to call someone up as, hey, yeah, is John Smith there? Boom. Instantly that person knows that's a sales call, right? If you're calling a lead back, or you're calling a lead or cold calling or whatever it may be, someone texts you and you're calling them back, you know their name. So no matter what, go right into the conversation. Hey, John, this is Nick. How's it going? Be upbeat, be personable, right? Tonality, say their name, act like you already know that person, right? The opening is really, really important because it sets the stage for the rest of the conversation. Okay, it sets the stage for the rest of the conversation. If they go into this conversation wishy-washy, and they're like, who is this guy? What's he trying to sell me? Blah, blah, blah. You already on a bad note. Start with high energy. Go in like you know the person, and if you can go in with that strong opening, you're gonna have better luck throughout the rest of the script. Okay. All right. Next part of this is, once you have the strong opening, you need to take and build trust. You got to build trust. Okay. Now, the people need to like you. They need to trust you, and they have to believe that you can do what you're saying you're going to do. So like anything in business, right? People want to do business that they like. They know, and they trust. So you need to build a personal relationship with this person. So even before you take and you start getting into the script, right, and you start asking them questions about their property and all that type of stuff, spend a couple minutes after that opening and just get to know the person. Hey, what's going on with you today? What are you up to anyways? Find out what they're doing and start a conversation based around what they say. Okay. They may say, oh, I'm just getting ready to go walk my dog. Oh, really? What kind of dog do you have? Then you can start, if you have a dog, you can talk about your dog. If you have kids, ask about their kids, right? No matter what they're saying, just build upon that and build a small conversation for them to get to know you a little bit. Because remember, you're going to be buying a big asset from them, and this is a big responsibility. So have them get to know you a little bit. It doesn't have to be a long conversation, but at least they see that you're engaged in what they're saying, and that goes a long way. Like, know, and trust. Okay, that's the second part. Hopefully, you guys are taking this down. Okay. Next part is, even if you're doing this virtually, okay, you want to come off as the expert in the conversation. So what you need to be doing, and what I like to use, is the landmarks. So as I'm talking to somebody, as I'm talking to a seller, all I'm doing is I'm putting their address into Google, and I'm looking at the Google map, and I'm seeing what kind of landmarks are around them. It could be a park, it could be a church, it could be anything. It could be a particular street, any type of landmark in the area. It could be a hospital, any kind of landmark that you see nearby. You say, oh, you're right over there by Payson Park, right? They're going to say, yeah, okay, great. I know that area very well. Even if you don't know it very well, let them know that you know the area well. They're in good hands. You've bought properties in the area before, and you are in control of the conversation. You know the area. You're the expert. Okay, so use landmarks. It's very, very simple to take their address, put it into Google, and see what's around them. Okay, you can also use the street view. Talk to them about their property. Okay, yeah, I see right here. It's the greenhouse with the red shutters. Okay, yeah. Oh, you still have that car that's in the driveway, I see. Right? So use all the information at your disposal to have good conversations. Okay. Now, the next part is, before you even get into the property details, it's the people that you need to sell, right? It's not the property. It's the people that are going to sell this property to you. And the reason how you get discounts is from the people. So you need to dig into and you need to find out what their pain is. Every single person, if they're motivated, they have a particular pain that they're trying to solve. Okay. So find out what this pain is. It may just be, I have to move. I lost my job. I inherited the property. I'm going through foreclosure. I want to move closer to my kids. I mean, it could be a million different things. And they're like, I just want to get rid of the property. So the first thing you need to do is uncover that pain. Find out why they're looking to sell, how soon they're looking to sell, where they're going, all that type of stuff. And you can uncover the reason and their pain point. And that brings me to the next portion of the script, which is, uncovering the pain. Then you need to solve the problem. Okay. The first part of this is envisioning a solution for them. Okay. So once you know their pain, find out how you could solve that problem and have them envision a solution to that. Okay. Now, what would their life be like if you could fix that for them? Maybe they're going through foreclosure and they want to avoid that. So you uncover that pain. They tell you, yeah, I'm about to go in foreclosure. I just got to get rid of this house. Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that. So what would help you out the best? How can we help you? What if we could, buy that property and help you avoid the foreclosure and all the hassle and all the stress, and you could just kind of move on with your life and just move on to bigger and better things and just be done with the property. Would that help you? They're going to say yes, right? So whatever it is, you need to find their pain point. Then you need to take and solve that for them and make them envision what their life would look like with that problem solved. Okay? Are you guys getting this? Are you writing this down? It's a lot of information I'm shooting at you here in this short video today. So make sure you're writing this down. If you're liking this, show some love on this video. Share this, okay? Let's keep it going here. So now after you solve this problem, what do you got to do? Now that you know about the person, right? Now you know about the person and what their pain points are and what they need. Now you can get into the property. Okay, now you know the issues. Now you have all the ammo that you need to take and turn this into a solution for them. Now let's get into the property. People first, then property. Okay, next portion. Get the information on the property. Okay, so I understand. Yeah, you need to sell. We can definitely help you out with that. We can get you so you can avoid that foreclosure and you don't have the hassle and all the fees and deal with the attorneys and all that type of stuff. So tell me a little bit more about the property. What's going on with this place? What's the kind of the condition on it? So now you start digging into the property details and you want to have them lay out every single issue, what's going on with this property. And you want to ask them, so how old is the roof? When's the last time that was replaced? Are the kitchens, are those updated? What about the bathrooms? Electrical system, plumbing. Go through everything. How are the kitchen cabinets, the countertops? Go through and really pick this place apart and have them really tell you everything that's wrong with it. Now, the next part after that is after they really uncover what is going on with this property and the condition. Now you want to do is have them calculate how much it's going to cost to repair this. Now, this is something that you don't have to do, right? If you're familiar with how I comp properties, we don't figure repair costs, okay? So anytime I'm figuring my MAO, we never do repair costs. So if you don't know how I do that, make sure you watch another video. And I showed that, but not in this video. We don't have time for that today. But what we want to do here is we want to take and have them give us a number. So you're telling me you need a new roof and new kitchens, new bathrooms. The flooring could be updated. You probably need some new paint, the landscaping, right? How much do you think all that's going to cost to bring the house up to, 2021 like showroom condition? How much do you think it would cost to, get this place looking perfect again? Ask them that question, because what they're going to do is they're going to give you usually a pretty big number of what's really going to cost to get this place updated. Now, you're going to use this number later on in the pitch because this is really going to help you negotiate when you're going back and forth and you talk about how much it's going to cost to fix this place up is what they told you, right? Okay, Now that you know that, also, after they calculate the repairs, then we can start going in. And what I like to do is start getting a price out of the person. You got to get a price out of them of how much they would willing to sell the property for. Now, remember, you need to get a price out of them, not the other way around. You never give the first price. Okay. We never give the first price in my company. The person who gives the first price always loses. Remember that. So you need to get a price out of them of how much they would be willing to sell that property for, and as is condition, the way that it sits, cash, no hassle, close in a couple weeks. Get a price out of them. Okay. Now, there's a few different ways you can do that, but we don't have time to go into all the different ways to get a price out of someone. But, just keep in mind, you have to get a price out of somebody. It's super, super important. Now, after they tell you, okay, well, they tell you all the repairs it needs, and you're calculating that with them. Okay, yes, well, I understand. You're telling me it probably needs around $30,000 worth of repairs. With that being said, how much work the property needs, what would you be willing to sell this property for today? Just be done with it. Right? I'll pay cash as is condition. You don't have to fix it up, and we can close in a couple of weeks, and you can just move on with your life and get on with bigger and better things. What would you be willing to sell it for today? Right? Get a price out of them. And okay, now that once you have that price out of them, now what you need to do, most likely that price is going to be above what you can pay. Now where it comes into negotiations. Okay, so we've worked all the way down the script. We found out about them, found out about the property, their pain points. We got a price out of them. Now we need to negotiate that price down, and we need to get to a wholesale price. Now, the way that we do this is through price anchors. Okay, now price anchors. So what we do is we go on to Estes data. Okay, estesdata.com, ESTES data.com. And we find properties in the area that are similar, that have sold for a very, very low price. So maybe they tell you that they want $100,000 for their property, but you see that you search in a couple mile radius and you find some other properties that have sold for really, really low numbers, and you use those as price anchors. What I mean by that is the conversation goes something like this. Okay, I understand you want $100,000 for the property. What I'm going to do right now is just look on my computer, and I'm going to see what other similar properties are selling for. Okay. So then you go through it, you find some low ones, and you say, okay, great. Well, I understand you want $100,000, but I'm seeing this property over here at 123 Main Street. It looks very similar to yours, same bedrooms, bathrooms. And that one recently sold a couple months ago for $55,000. Then I see this other one over here on Jones Street. This one here sold for $46,000. That looks pretty similar to yours as well. Would you consider something in that range? And you don't say anything. You shut up, and you wait for them to say something. Now they could say, that's a little low. They may say, hell no, I would never sell that low. They may say, yeah, maybe, right? So what you want to do now, usually these low prices are lower than what you can actually pay. Let's say your MAO is actually like $70,000. But you want to throw those low numbers out in there and just get a response from them and see what they say. If they say no way, then it might not be a deal. But if they say, that seems a little low, boom, all of a sudden you can just turn this deal into something automatically. So you throw out 46 to 55, whatever the numbers I said was, and now you're in the game. So, okay, I understand you won't take, between 45 and 55. But this is kind of what I'm seeing similar houses sell for. How did you get it to that 100 number, right? Then you start going back and forth. If I could do something, if I could get my partner up a little bit above that, 55 range, would that work for you, right? And you start working your way up and you start working your way down, and you're using these price anchors to educate your seller on what other properties are selling for, right? People are not just going to take your word for it and say, okay, if they say 100, then you say, I'll give you 50. People are going to hang up on you. They're not, that's just not how you negotiate. So if you notice what I said, I didn't say, okay, I see these other properties selling around you. I can give you between 40, 45, and 55. That's not what I said. What I said was, I'm seeing these other properties around your area that are selling around 45 to 55. Would you consider something around that area? So I'm not telling them that's what I would pay for the property, but what I'm doing is I'm dropping some hints, and what I'm doing is I'm putting something in the back of their mind that, wow, there are some low selling properties selling around me. Maybe I can't get as much as I want for my property as I thought, right? So what you're doing is you're using the psychology to take and put some stuff in the back of their mind and making them second guess what they actually want for their property and what it's worth. Now, once they understand these low prices, now what you can do is you can meet someplace in the middle, right? Now they think, okay, wow, this other property, I want 100. These other properties are selling for like 50. Man, I don't know, right? But if your MAO is 70, now you can meet them in the middle, right? And now you turn a non-deal for someone who wanted 100, but you can only pay 70, and you can turn that and you can split the difference, and you can probably turn that into an actual contract that you can resell into a wholesale deal. Now, it doesn't stop there. Okay, so now after you take and get the price from the seller, you give the anchors. Now what you're doing is you always want to use a partner's approval, okay? This is the next portion of the script. Always use a partner's approval. Write this down, okay? Now, even if you don't have a partner, it doesn't matter. Even when I'm on the phone, I own the company. I still say I need to get my partner's approval on this. Now, what this does is the same thing. It works a couple different ways, because you've worked very, very hard to build rapport with this person and build trust and respect and make sure this person likes you, right? Now you don't want to insult them and give them lowball offers, okay? So the trick here to this is, because remember, we didn't give an offer. We were just educating them on what other properties were selling for. We still have not given them an offer yet. Now, what we tell them is, listen, I understand, you want 100, but I'm seeing these other properties sell here in this range. I'm not the decision maker, but my partner, what he's going to do is he's going to look at these same numbers, and I don't think I can get him to agree to sell any more than what similar properties around you are selling for. I will do my best. I will try to get him up a little bit. But I just know what he's going to say. So what you're doing is you're putting the decision on somebody else, and it makes them seem like you're on the same team as them, even though you're negotiating against them. Okay. Does that make sense? So what you're doing here is it's pretty interesting how it actually works. So what you're doing is you're putting this partner approval on them and saying, listen, I got to talk to my partner. He's the decision maker, that he runs all the numbers, or she runs all the numbers, whatever it may be. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this by my partner and, see if I can get them to come up a little bit off that 55 number. Now, the next thing that you do in the script, after you let them know, listen, I'm not the decision maker. I don't make the decisions in the company. I'm just here to reach out to you and see if I can make a deal, but I'm not the numbers person. Okay, even if you are the numbers person. Next portion is make them recommit to a new number. Okay, try to anyways. So let them know, yeah, listen, I think we're going to have to be around this number here, but if you do have any more flexibility on that price, I might be able to get him to come up a little bit. If we can meet in the middle somewhere, maybe around 65, 70, if I could get my partner to agree to that, would we have a deal today? So what you're doing here, the next portion of the script is make them pre-commit to a price. Okay. Now that they've given their price, you gave the anchors. Now you want to make them pre-commit to some price in the middle. They may say, that seems a little low, but yeah, if you give me 70, if your partner can do 70, I'll do the deal. So what you want to do is you want to make them pre-commit to this. Okay. Pre-commitment is very, very important, because the next portion of the script after the pre-commitment, guys, okay, there's a lot to this, is the urgency. Next thing you have to do is you got to lay the urgency on them. Let them know, listen, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to my partner, but I just want to make sure that if I can get him to agree to 70, that you're ready to sign today, because, right, here comes the urgency, because we're looking at a lot of other properties. I have about 10 other phone calls I have to make to this. We're looking at a lot of other stuff. And honestly, we don't have unlimited funds. We can't buy every single property. Okay. So what you're doing there is you're essentially telling them they need to commit to selling the property to you today for the agreed upon price. And if they don't agree to do that, you might not be able to buy it in the future. You have limited funds. You can only buy so many properties, and you're looking at a lot of other properties. If you wait, I may not be able to buy it in the future. So what you're doing is you're putting the urgency on them and letting them know, okay, these guys seem like serious. They got the money. If I want to sell this, I got to do it today. Okay, make them pre-commit, throw the urgency on them. Then you put them on a quick hold. All you got to do if you're on your cell phone is hit the mute button, talk to your partner or don't talk to your partner, and then you come back on. And if you can agree upon a price, you want to make them sign on the spot. Very, very important. Make them sign on the spot, okay? And we do this by just sending a contract through DocuSign, okay? So there's a very, very simple breakdown of all the steps of my $1 million script and how I take and convert these leads into deals. Now, obviously, there's a lot more to this. There's got to be a lot. I mean, there's full trainings on all of this. Now, if you are one of my students, you get my full script, right? And I give you a full breakdown of this, of me going through it, and I help you with it. Now, but hopefully on this free training here today, guys, you got some real value out of this, and you can take what you learned, you can go out there and implement it, and you can start locking up deals, okay? So if you were taking notes, go through the notes, practice this. If you weren't taking notes, watch the replay, okay? Watch the replay and take notes, okay? This is very, very important. Now, once again, if you would like help doing this, guys, though, remember, this stuff takes work. And sometimes it does take the right coach or the right partner or the right mentor in order to really get this down so you can succeed at a high level. It's one thing for me to tell you what to do. It's another thing to actually have a partner or a coach help you do it and hold you accountable. So if you are someone who would like some help doing this and help talking to sellers, negotiating, and getting deals under contract, I have 2 programs available, okay? I have a partnership program where I'll actually partner with you, okay? And we can split the profit on the deal, okay? We'll partner on deals. I will help you close. I'll help you do every portion of it, okay? I'll help you negotiate, get under contract, help you find the buyers. We'll do everything. My team, you can utilize myself and my team, and we'll partner, and I'll help you close deals, and we split the profit. Then I also have a one-on-one mentorship program. Okay, this is the high-level mentorship program for people who are ready to take their business to the next level. Okay, and inside this one-on-one mentorship, you have 24/7 access to me, and I will personally help you build your business into $100,000 plus a month. Okay, so these are people who are maybe already doing, 2 to 3 deals a month, but they want help scaling their business to 10 plus deals a month. Okay. So I have 2 programs available. These are not courses. These are both personal help where I personally help you. Okay. A partnership program, if you're just starting off and you want help closing your first deal, which is only a few dollars a month. Then I have a one-on-one mentorship program where I'll personally help you scale your business to 10 plus deals a month. Okay. Either way, go to apexwholesaling.com and I will personally help you close more deals. Okay, guys, hopefully you found a lot of value in this today, and take this information, go out and use it wisely. If you have any questions, any concerns, reach out to me. My contact info is everywhere. Hit me up on Facebook, in my Facebook group, Messenger, text me, Instagram, doesn't matter. Get a hold of me. I will help you, and I will see you guys on the next video.